Hey friends, how's it going? The story kicks off in 1991 in the small town of Kettle Springs, Missouri. A bunch of teenagers are gathered around a campfire near the old Bay Pen corn syrup factory. Some are drinking, others are singing, just enjoying the night. Among them is a blonde girl, playing with a Bay Pen music box. As she plays, she gives her boyfriend a flirty look and quietly gestures for him to follow her into the cornfield. He does. As they walk in, she starts undressing and playfully walks deeper into the field, leading him on. But she goes so far ahead that he loses sight of her. He calls out. No response. As he searches, he spots a strange footprint in the dirt. Suddenly, the girl jumps out from behind him and throws blood on his face. Before he can figure out what's going on, she collapses, dead. Just then, he sees someone moving through the corn. Panicking, he tries to run, but trips. That's when a figure wearing a creepy clown mask, called Friendo, emerges and brutally kills him too. Flash forward to the present day. We meet Glenn and his daughter Quinn driving into Kettle Springs. Glenn, a doctor, is vibing to some 80s rap, which clearly annoys Quinn. She tells him to knock it off. They arrive at their new house and quickly realize no cell service. We also learn that Quinn recently lost her mother, and ever since, things have been tense between her and her dad. The next morning, Quinn gets ready for her first day at school. Glenn offers her a ride, but she coldly declines, saying she's 17 and can manage. Just as she opens the door, she jumps. There's a boy standing there. He apologizes and introduces himself as Rust, their neighbor. Glenn casually asks if Rust is there to walk Quinn to school. He nods, and the two head off. At school, Quinn walks into class late where the teacher, Mr. Vern, reminds everyone about an upcoming test. But the moment he turns his back, the class erupts in laughter. Someone has plastered his face on a bodybuilder poster. Embarrassed, Vern decides to hand out the test right away. But the pranks keep coming. Instead of the test, the students have slipped in his dating profile picture. Fed up, Vern storms out of the classroom. Later, Quinn connects with a guy named Cole and his friend group. Janet, Ronnie, Tucker, Matt, and a few others. Cole even shows her the goofy home videos they've made, where Tucker and Matt dress up as Friendo, the clown killer. That evening, Quinn and Glenn stop by a local diner. Their waitress, Trudy, takes their order, and while they wait, the town's sheriff, Dunn, walks in. He recognizes Glenn as the new doctor and strikes up a conversation. Soon after, Cole and his friends arrive. Dunn takes one look at the group and warns Quinn to stay away from them. He blames them for a fire that destroyed the old syrup factory. He sits with Glenn, but Quinn slips away to join the group at their table. The teens hatch a plan to steal some booze from a nearby store. At the shop, Matt and Tucker stage a fake fight to distract the owner, Otis, while the others grab a few bottles from the fridge and make a clean escape. That night, they celebrate with the stolen drinks, laughing and enjoying themselves. Matt steps away to pee, and Quinn takes the chance to ask Cole about the factory fire. Cole hesitates, then admits they were shooting a video inside the abandoned factory when they got trapped. Faulty wiring sparked a fire, but the town blames them for the whole thing. Meanwhile, in the woods, Matt is suddenly attacked. Stabbed, he runs back to the group, bleeding, with a masked figure chasing him. As the killer charges at Quinn, she panics and bolts until the mask comes off. It's just Tucker, pulling a prank while filming in the Friendo costume. The rest of the group laughs it off and leaves, but Cole and Quinn stay behind. They open up to each other. Quinn talks about her mother's overdose, and Cole shares the story of his sister's death. As they sit in the quiet night, something shifts. A bond starts to form between them, and it's clear this connection is just beginning. Later that night, Cole drives Quinn home. As they park, she leans in and kisses him, but their moment is cut short when her father catches them. Furious, Glenn scolds Cole and warns him to stay away from his daughter. Upset, Quinn heads to her room and starts watching the prank video they filmed during the party. But something catches her eye. In one of the frames, there's a second real Friendo lurking in the background. Alarmed, she quickly takes a screenshot and sends it to Tucker. Tucker immediately checks it out, just as he gets a doorbell camera alert. The footage shows someone in a Friendo mask standing right outside his house. Thinking it's just another prank from his friends, Tucker grabs a Nerf gun and goes to investigate. Inside, he notices shattered plastic on the floor. When he opens a closet, he finds a Bay Pen music box sitting inside. Confused, he tosses it back in and shuts the door, but when he turns toward the mirror, Frendo appears behind him. Without warning, Frendo slashes Tucker's throat with a sickle, killing him instantly. Cut to the town's Founders Day festival, where Mayor Arthur Hill, who also happens to be Cole's father, is giving a speech. Cole and Quinn arrive and join the crowd as a colorful parade rolls through. A giant clown float moves down the street while a juggler wearing a Frendo mask shows off his fire tricks on a unicycle. But things go wrong fast. The juggler accidentally flings a flaming prop onto the float, setting it ablaze. The massive clown is destroyed in the fire and chaos breaks out. Furious, Arthur demands to know who's responsible. Sheriff Dunn shows up and doesn't hesitate to point fingers. He blames Cole and his friends for sabotaging the festival. Without proof, he arrests them all and throws them in jail. While locked up, an old man grimly warns the group to stay away from Frendo, or it'll come for all of them. Meanwhile, Matt is alone in his garage, lifting weights. He stumbles upon another Baypin music box and assumes it's just another prank. But as he continues his workout, Frendo sneaks in and grabs the barbell. Matt laughs nervously, thinking it's his friends, until Frendo brutally decapitates him. Later, Glenn bails the teens out of jail. That night, while he's asleep, Quinn sneaks out and meets up with Cole. They head to a farmhouse where a party's already in full swing and reunite with the rest of the gang. Quinn and Cole share a drink, dance together, and eventually sneak off to a nearby shed to make out. But Cole pulls away after just a few seconds. Frustrated, Quinn storms out and runs into Janet and Ronnie. Ronnie jokes that Cole rejects everyone, and Quinn snaps, saying they should have warned her. The tension escalates when Janet makes an inappropriate comment, and the two girls start fighting. But suddenly, a scream pierces the air. Out of the cornfield stumbles their friend Ginger, badly wounded, a crossbow bolt lodged in her back. Before she can say a word, she collapses. At first, the group assumes it's just another twisted prank by Tucker or Matt, but their world flips upside down when Frendo hurls Matt's severed mask-wearing head at them. Realizing the threat is very real, panic sets in. The real Frendo emerges from the cornfield, armed and deadly, and starts firing crossbow bolts at the group. The girls bolt toward the barn, where they find Rust, who quickly fires back and injures Frendo. As Rust approaches to unmask the killer, more Frendos appear from the cornfield, each one wielding a weapon. When one of them lunges at Quinn, Cole arrives just in time to knock him down. They sprint into a nearby shed and hide. Back at the house, Glenn wakes up and realizes Quinn is gone. He immediately heads out to find her. Meanwhile, inside the shed, Janet tries to call 911, but there's no signal. Frendo begins breaking in. The group discovers a hidden tunnel and escapes through it. Quinn, Cole, Janet, and Ronnie crawl through while Rust stays behind to rig a makeshift bomb. As the others flee, Rust lights the fuse, determined to take Frendo down. At the same time, Glenn arrives at his clinic and notices the front door has been forced open. Inside, he's ambushed by a Frendo and dragged into the operating room, where another, badly wounded Frendo lies on a bed. This Frendo speaks, coldly giving Glenn an ultimatum: save his injured friend, or his daughter dies. Left with no choice, Glenn prepares for surgery. Meanwhile, the group crawls out of the hole, just in time to see the shed explode, killing several of the Frendos inside. Cole immediately wants to go back for Rust, but Quinn stops him. She urges him to head to Tillerson's house, an old farmhouse, and get help instead. They push through the cornfield and finally reach the main road. A car approaches, and they frantically wave it down. Sheriff Dunn steps out. The moment he sees the gun in Cole's hand, he arrests him without listening to any explanation. Despite the girls' protests, the sheriff takes Cole away, leaving Quinn, Janet, and Ronnie stranded. As they watch the car disappear, Quinn wonders why Dunn only arrested Cole when all of them were together. But the others aren't ready to question anything. They just want to survive. The girls head toward Tillerson's house, but once again, they're surrounded by Frendos. They sprint into the cornfield and try to hide. Frendo spots them. Thinking fast, Quinn pulls the others away and they run, but it's too late for Ronnie. She stumbles into a woodcutter machine and is killed instantly. Panicked, Quinn and Janet finally reach the Tillerson house. Inside, they find a Frendo sitting eerily still in a chair. Janet checks and assumes he's dead. Suddenly, a rotary phone rings from upstairs. They rush up, only to realize they don't know how to use it. While looking around, Quinn spots a bulletin board filled with old newspaper clippings about Bay Pen's shutdown and photos of local teens, realizing this whole thing has been a trap from the start. Suddenly, the music box plays downstairs. They hurry back down, only to find the supposedly dead friendo now very much alive. He impales Janet to the ceiling with a pitchfork. Screaming, Quinn pulls the pitchfork down and yanks it out of her friend's body, then drives it through the friendo, killing him, but she never unmasks the killer. Meanwhile, at the clinic, Glenn silently removes the life support from the injured friendo. As the other friendo rushes to help, Glenn uses the opportunity to stab him in the neck and escapes to find his daughter. Back at Tillerson's, Quinn tries to start the old truck but fails. Suddenly, more friendos surround her, drag her out, and take her to the abandoned Bay Pen factory. When Quinn wakes up, she demands to know who they are. One by one, the masked killers remove their disguises. Sheriff Dunn, Teacher Vern, shop owner Otis, and waitress Trudy. To her horror, Mayor Arthur Hill, Cole's own father, walks out and reveals he's the leader behind all of it. She asks why they're doing this. The mayor coldly explains that Kettle Springs used to be a town of tradition and respect. But today's generation, they've destroyed it. He believes the town's future has been ruined by rebellious teens, and he's taken it upon himself to fix it, one death at a time. He brings out Cole, who is alive but hanging by a rope. Hill cruelly says he doesn't even believe Cole is his real son, blaming him for his daughter's death. Then, he orders Sheriff Dunn to shoot Quinn. But before the trigger is pulled, Glenn crashes his car into the factory, toppling a pile of wood and instantly killing Trudy and Otis. He shouts for Quinn to run. Quinn bolts into another room and finds dozens of friendo costumes. When the sheriff enters, she blends in by wearing one. As he passes, she unmasks, then shoves a baton into his mouth, killing him. The mayor escapes in Glenn's car, leaving Cole hanging. Just then, Rust appears and shoots the rope, freeing him. Quinn arrives and sees Cole and Rust kissing. She stops, surprised, realizing they're in love. Without a word, she runs over and hugs her father tightly. Together, the four find an old car outside and pile in. The engine won't start. Glenn calmly teaches Quinn how to get it running, and she does. Just as they're about to drive off, Vern appears, charging at them with a chainsaw. Glenn tells her, "Floor it." Quinn slams the gas, running him over and ending it for good. 1 year later, Glenn is running for mayor. Quinn is heading off to college, and both Cole and Rust are there to see her off. As she drives away, she notices a Bay Pen music box in the back seat. Without hesitation, she tosses it out the window and drives toward a new beginning, and the movie ends. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more awesome movie recaps.